The 49ers have opened up the practice window for 3 players. Plus, they getting some reinforcements back. And we're going to break that down right here on the WayneBreezie Show.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact. Overmotivated is an understatement. Gold-blooded to the core, got your squad hating. Breezy make it look easy. Breezy on everything like 05067 Weezy. This is not a gang. Yeah, we faithful in every way. And even though we on the East Coast, very loyal to the Bay. Heavy red and gold every day. And if you really a Niner fan, I know you can relate. Applying pressure with this content like Smaller Bear. We not accepting no slander about Trey, so beware. I stay in exclusively Niner hats. And I always tell the truth, this exclusively Niner facts. Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Yeah, breezy this.
What's going on, everybody? We touching down right now, right here on the ground. It's your boy, WayneBreezie. Welcome back. Woo, it's Tuesday already. Don't forget, guys, go out there and rock the vote. Make sure you guys go ahead and get your vote on. Today is election day. Top of the morning, everybody out there on the West Coast. It's still morning right here on the East Coast. We're on our way to the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? I got a crazy show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the reinforcements and things like that. And I got a special guest, none other, and we're going to be bringing them out very, very shortly. But before we do, I just want to give everybody a round of applause. Let's go. Oh, this is my vote shirt for today. Garoppolo, Kittle, 2020. You guys remember these shirts? I don't know if you remember it, but that was the campaign we was rocking back in the day for sure. It was supposed to be a Kittle or Garoppolo type of thing, and then the 49ers just started adding more weapons. You know what I'm saying? And so, hey, at least these guys are still here on the team. All right. And now listen, if you're on YouTube, guys, we're going to go ahead and get this started. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I see questions popping up already in the chat pre-show. Guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe at the WayneBreezie, or you can go to the link. All right. www.youtube.com/@the WayneBreezie. Make sure you guys put that at the WayneBreezie in there if you're going to type in the whole URL, or it won't work. If you just type in the WayneBreezie with the URL, it's not going to work. So make sure you put the @ symbol in there. All right. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that. If you're watching the show right now, make sure you hit that like button. And if you happen to watch it on the rewatch or whatever, make sure you hit the like button as soon as you join the stream. We got a live poll going on. Guys, somebody send me a reminder not to remember the poll. I always forget the poll at the end of the show. Conversations get a little heated, and next thing you know, the poll is gone and I forgot to do the results. But somebody's going to send me a reminder. And don't forget, I want to save the questions to the end of the show. So if you guys have a question, make sure you prose it in the form of a question. I got my laptop over here with the chat going on. We got moderators out there, and I will make sure I do my best to star that question. So at the end of the show, we'll do a Q&A for me and our special guests. All right, guys, we got to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Make sure you guys go to www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy and save on your purchases today. All right, today. I'm going to look to do a holiday promo code special where you might be able to save a little bit more. So I'm working on that as we speak. But until Black Friday gets here, go ahead and use that promo code right now. I'm going to see if I can create some type of Black Friday sale for you guys. And also, guys, if you guys bet and you guys like to bet and things like that, we do all of our betting right here with Mybookie. It's www.mybookie.ag. You can use the promo code Breezy100 later on the show. will break down the promo and explain it to you in more detail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get the show started because I have a really, really, very, very great dear friend of mine. And it's funny because he's a young guy, but he loves his 49ers. Matter of fact, he loves his 49ers so much, he named himself 49er Media because that's exactly what he's bringing to you. He's bringing you everything in the media, every square inch of media. That's what he's bringing. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for my guy, 49er Media. What's
What's
going
up?
on, bro?
What's up?
You sound like a grown man over there, man. I got this nasal, this whole inside of my nasal passage is hurt right now, and I'm trying to make it through another week. But I appreciate you for joining the show, and we're gonna talk some 49ers. You ready to get down to it?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we're going to start with the latest in the news, guys. So if you watched the Nitty Gritty show, we talked about some of this last night. We were able to break that the 49ers signed wide receiver Tajay Sharp. All right, and so that's some of the latest news that you're going to see. So here's that roster signing right there. Tajay Sharp has been signed to the practice squad, and according to Matt Mayoko, 49er Media, they released tight end Troy Fumagalli. What are your thoughts on these two signings?
I was kind of surprised that they did sign a receiver to the practice squad. Just because you already have so many guys, and that they do. I guess they did release Malik Turner.
They did.
So they did want to maybe get more of a guy that's more of a receiving guy, because I know Malik Turner's more of a like that special teams type of guy. So maybe they were looking for you know more of a kind of wide receiver. And Debo Samuel and Juwan Jennings did miss last game, and so hopefully this bye has made them feel better, and they should be good to go. But if anything, just in case Taji Sharp does have to end up playing, um, they'll just elevate him. Now, Troy Fumagalli, not really surprised because the Niners have, a batch of tight ends right now. They have four guys. So I'm not really surprised that they ended up releasing him. And, knocking on wood, if anybody ends up getting hurt at the tight end position, I would expect that they bring him right back. But he's not really needed right now.
Mm-hmm. You said that they got four tight ends that they currently rotate. You go with George Kittle. This will be my order. I'd love to know what your order of them would be, but it's going to be George Kittle. I would say if Tyler Kroft is healthy, Tyler Kroft would be number 2. I got Ross Dwelly at number 3 and Charlie Warner at number 4. So it didn't really make sense to have another tight end on the practice squad. I don't see them dropping any one of those guys to the practice squad. So that means they're gonna have. Well, they have 4 tight ends on the roster, the active roster. That's gonna be crazy. Is that your order of the 4 tight ends?
So I actually probably have Ross Dwelly as my second guy, just because he's the guy that's most familiar with this, scheme, and he even got some playing time last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, before the bye week. But Tyler Kroft was in there too a little bit. Really, you saw all 4 tight ends at a point, but just because Dwelly's the most familiar guy right after Kittle, I'd say he is the second.
Okay. And listen, I had Ross the Boss as my number 2 into the beginning of the season. And it was Tyler Kroft. Then Tyler Kroft got injured. And then Ross the Boss got injured as well.
Yep.
And so they were rocking a lot of Charlie Warner out there. And then they kind of like, you saw the only time you saw Ross Dwelly was like when they had 13 personnel. So like that goal line type stuff when they had 3 tight ends out there. And then now that Kroft is back, I think they were easing him back in. But I think Kroft makes a good argument to be a number 2, even though Ross Dwelly, they both had big catches. Believe it or not, for passes. Wasn't it? It was not Troy Fumagalli. It was Tyler Kroft. Where was it? Trey Lance missed him wide open. I believe that was him down the field. So both of those guys can get open, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and you also had Dwelly, who had a believe it was like 56
Yeah, now
yard
Dwelly had that
catch.
56-yarder last
Yeah.
last week from 2 weeks ago from Jimmy
Yep.
Garoppolo in the Rams game. That was beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I said so you got two guys that literally don't demand and they don't demand double coverage. And you know what I
Yep.
mean? But if Jimmy can sell the bite, you know what I'm saying? Like he did in that Rams game, if he could
Yep.
sell that bite that hard against other DBs, man, those were good plays for those tight ends. And remember, Jimmy also missed Charlie Warner. Well, Charlie Warner dropped that pass. He didn't miss him. That was a drop. That's probably why he's ranked fourth on the depth chart. You know what I mean? But listen, Troy Fumagalli has been released from the practice squad. Now, two wide receivers, three wide receivers, possibly, right? You got Tajay Sharp, you have Willie Snead the fourth. And what's the kid that they had last week that they brought up?
Oh,
Um,
the rookie. I know
yes,
exactly who you're
Sugar
talking.
Honey Iced Coffee. Him, that guy. Yep, whatever that guy name is. But sorry if we can't remember your name, but that's him, the wide receiver. You know what? I got the depth chart. Let me get the depth chart out. Oh man, Tay Martin, Niner
Yes.
faithful. Damn it, you're right. Tay Martin, Niner faithful. That's him. So he's probably he went back down, I believe. Danny Gray's still active. So the 49ers, they're going to have some wide receivers to choose from if need be. Like if need be, right? They'll have some guys.
Yep.
And Tajay could, depending on how well he practices, he can go out there and try to move up a notch on a Tay Martin and a Willie Snead. You know what I mean? It all
Yep.
depends on how well he practices. All right. So that's the latest in 49ers roster moves. Let's get to the injury report because someone is already asking about George Kittle. And let's go, about Eric Armstead. And let's go ahead and break this down. All right. So Eric Armstead did an interview with Jennifer Lee Chan. It was a great read. If you guys didn't get a chance to check it out, make sure you guys go ahead and read it. And he mentioned that he had a hairline fracture and the same foot of the plantar's fasciitis. Now, remember, Kyle Shanahan months ago did not know what the injury was. He said he would let Eric Armstead tell you. Remember, he said something like that.
Yep.
A hairline fracture, which is going to take several weeks to heal. Now, according to Eric Armstead, it's healed. So, do you think he's going to play? He didn't practice yesterday. You think he'll be able to go on Sunday? Media, what do you think?
It's like 50-50 because I know right before the bye week he had a chance to play the rest of the Rams
Good
because the
point.
Niners felt pretty optimistic. So
Good point.
did he maybe have like a minor setback or something? And my thing is, yeah, he might be feeling fine right now because he's not playing, but I feel like when he actually goes on the field and plays, it might bother him. And I think it could be a lingering thing that goes on throughout the season. So they're going to have to manage it pretty well, I'd say. And so I do feel a little bit worried about it just because could he injure it again? Because, he did have an injury early on in the season and then he came back and then he went out again. So that's just what I'm a little concerned about is, like he could re-injure, I feel like pretty easily. So as
All
long as
right.
the Niners are managing it, I think fairly well.
I couldn't agree more. But he went out and said in the interview that it all comes down to his pain tolerance. He says if he can get out there and step on the field and not feel the pain, I think personally, the hairline fracture was causing more pain than the plantar's fasciitis. Because I was explaining to someone yesterday on the show. I don't know if it was a nitty gritty or the morning show. I can't remember which one it was. But I was saying like how I have plantar's fasciitis. And so it only hurts when I'm not active. Super weird. Like that's when you feel the pain the most. But now that we know he had a hairline fracture, which, ladies and gentlemen, is simply a small crack or bruise within the bone, right? So it's within the bone. It says athletes are prone to this, according to Google. Athletes are prone to these injuries. Often running or jumping could result in a hairline fracture in foot bones, including the heel, ankle, or bones at the top of the foot. And so if he took the right time, the amount of time to allow this particular type of injury to heal, I think he's gonna suit up. You know what I'm saying? I think he suits up and gets some minimal reps out there. I truly do. And you know what? 49ers need him out there. They do. They need him. And remember, he has to get back into football shape.
Yeah.
So playing against the Chargers, in my opinion, weaker offensive line. I'm not saying they're not good, but they have a lot of injuries as well.
Yeah.
And so this might be the week he can try to get back into football shape, because after that, you're headed to Mexico, okay? And then you got tough games. Even though it seems easy, it's just some tough games that the 49ers have to continue to, be on stride. So I would like him to get acclimated in this game if, quote unquote, he's good to go. If he's good to go. All right. So that's the latest on Eric Armstead, ladies and gentlemen. He did not practice yesterday. And I'm gonna tell you right now, 49er media and I will probably touch and agree on this. If he doesn't practice, I would say by tomorrow, he won't
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's kind of 50-50, because until I kind of see if he's practicing, today or at least by tomorrow, then I feel like I can make a little bit better of an assessment if he will
100%.
have a chance to play or not.
100%. 100%. And I see a lot of people say he's out there rehabbing and stuff like that, which is good. Now here is the latest when it comes, speaking of injuries, the 49ers opened the practice window, okay, for these three players. And let's talk about them. All right. Oh, my bad. Nope, I did it right. So you got 49ers opened the practice window. They have up to 3 weeks to activate these three players off the IR. Technically, they're still kind of like on it, right? But they have to be activated to the active roster in 3 weeks, or I think they get put to the season ending IR, like something like that. I can't remember.
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about Elijah Mitchell. Let's start with him. Elijah Mitchell was out there at practice yesterday. Matter of fact, I think all three of these players were at practice yesterday. It was a light practice yesterday. We can do a better assessment today. Today's probably gonna be more of a full practice.
Yep.
But Elijah Mitchell, man, like, what are your thoughts on him coming back, and what can he add? We already know what he was. Will he be the same? Will he be better? Or will he diminish just a little bit? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, now that you have CMC, like, I think health-wise, it's going to help both of those guys, Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey. But in terms of how he plays, I think, because it has been a while since he's actually played, I think it will take him a little bit of time. But, he's been a great running back, and I'm really excited for the 1-2 punch of Mitchell and CMC, and so I think he's probably going to be rotated in. I'm sure they'll probably kind of slowly put him in as well. So I think he'll get a good amount of carries. It's just I think they're going to be a little bit cautious with him.
Really?
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I do. Thank you, Niner Faithful. There's no practice today, but there will be practice tomorrow. So today's an off day. So they had a light practice yesterday. Today's an off day. And then there'll be full practice tomorrow. Thank you. I beg to differ, bro. I think that I think he starts. I think Elijah Mitchell starts along with Christian McCaffrey and Juice. I think for the first time you see 31 personnel out of this offense. I can see Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. I can see CMC split out in the slot or motions out to the wide out. You just have one receiver on the field at that time. In my opinion, it should be like a Brandon Ayuk over a Deebo Samuel, but it could be a Deebo Samuel. You won't know what you're going to get hit with. And how cool would it be to trick the team's defense with all these different gadget guys? And all Jimmy got to do is give him the ball. It's just me thinking crazy, but there's a possibility. Now I think he starts and he starts off high. And the only reason why he got injured in the first place was because he took a knee to the helmet. But it's football.
Yeah.
Football. So I could see him starting. Bring 3 running backs out there, put Debo on the field as that one wide receiver, and George Kittle. That's your 5.
Yep.
That's a crazy look because Christian McCaffrey can catch, Elijah Mitchell can catch, Debo Samuel catches probably the least out of all of them. No, sorry, I'm not taking a shot at him. It's just what he does, right? George Kittle can catch, right? And who am I missing? And Kyle Juszczyk.
Yep.
I don't know. I just think it could be a crazy look. Now, I think he plays. I don't know if they ease him in. I don't know. He's a running back, so he's got to get out there. He's got to get just kind of. What do you mean by easing him in though? Like just giving him limited carries because he's gonna get banged up.
Yeah, like I think that it could be a little bit of a limited carries now, just because they just opened the practice window for him. So
He said he
obviously,
playing on Sunday though. He came out
was
and
that
said,
him or Aziz though? Because I know Aziz said
"Nah."
he was.
He told Matt Mayoko
Okay.
that he expects to play on Sunday before the bye week. Well, during the bye week, like right as we were entering the bye week. That's what he told Matt Mayoko.
Okay.
Aziz yesterday told Matt Mayoko the
Yeah.
same thing though.
I mean, I think that it's just they're gonna probably, I would think, split the carries.
Oh
Um
yeah. Oh
and
yeah. I
yeah.
agree. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if he started at tailback and they gave the defenses a different look. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? With 3 running backs out there,
Yeah, like I
or 2
don't,
running backs.
maybe he'll get kind of like a full load. I'm not really sure. Like obviously, I'm sure he's gonna be staying in shape and stuff when he's
Oh,
rehabbing 100%. But I don't know. It's I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a lot of playing time because that's just to me that kind of seems like what Kyle could do. So
yeah. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of us want the players coming back to get limited snaps. And I get it because you want to reserve them and make sure that they remain somewhat healthy or whatnot throughout the season, and that's fine and dandy. But this kid's a bull, man. Let that kid go out there and play football, man. Put no limitations on him. As far as his plays, I think you're 100% correct. I think they split down the middle. I think they kind of split up the runs. You guys also want to sustain Christian McCaffrey. And so why not split these guys? Let me ask you this question. Do you think we see more than 2 running backs in this game?
no,
Mm,
I don't think so.
okay. I'm with you. So no Jordan Mason and no TDP.
Nope.
Okay. I can dig it. Nigel Crane says, how is Juice injury? Is he fully healed now? Well, he fully practiced yesterday. Like he was practicing. Oh, matter of fact,
And
all
there
the
was yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. And
Go
there
ahead.
was the video of Kittle and him hanging out during the bye, like he didn't
Bro,
have anything.
was that them jumping into the ocean? The freezing water? What in the hell is wrong with them, man? They want to take an ice bath, fill the tub up with some ice, get in the ice bath. I'm curious to know if there were sharks in that water. I don't know. I don't do sharks. I do baby sharks. I don't even do baby sharks. Them sharks bite too. So I don't know. You know, I did see them out there having a great time. I love the fact that they were enjoying their off week in the NFL. He said they were in Lake Tahoe.
Yep.
It was freezing cold. It was freezing cold. That's all I know. Hey, ocean, lake, it was mother freaking water and it was ice cold. That I do know. Symmetry says Jordan Mason to the practice squad. I'm gonna
Uh,
let you talk about this one, dog.
no, I don't see that happening. Like I feel like if they would have done that, like it would have already happened. So
Hmm.
I don't think it's
No one's seen much of Jordan Mason, right?
yeah.
Who like if the 49ers were to waive or cut Mason,
Mhm.
what team do you think, and they would have to waive him. So what team do you think would try to scoop him up? The 49ers made it clear. They put out 0 film. There's one NFL play that he actually ran. Now, he was in on more than one play,
Yeah.
but there was one play that he actually ran and got 7 yards. What team? I want to know what team you think, but I'm going to post some of the teams up here. All right, so Michael Hurd saying the Rams,
God damn.
the Bills. If Miami take another 49ers running back, the Dolphins, the Ravens, what
Maybe
team?
the Broncos?
The Broncos? Didn't they get a running back? Didn't they? Didn't
They
they just?
did sign what's his face? Marlon Mack,
Oh, they did sign Marlon. Okay,
but I
all
mean,
right. Yeah, Bills. The Bills need a running back. Dunn did it. Says Rams, Bills, Broncos. Ooh, wait, Lake City. Who did the Jet? Oh no, the Jets got James Robinson.
see, I was thinking about saying the Jets, but then I was like, they have Michael Carter, they have James
James
Robbins.
Robinson. Yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't. I think the Seahawks are sold at running back though. Ty. I think they're sold. I like Kenneth Walker. I think he's going to be a problem in the
Yeah,
NFL. The Bills got Hines, Naheem Hines.
that's
Thank you,
true.
Nigel. They did. They did. Listen, I don't know, but Symmetry posed a great thought. Is it a possibility that he can make the practice squad? And the reason why I asked that was because he hasn't put out much film. So there might not be a team that might be in on him. So there's a
Hmm.
possibility he clears waivers and he goes to the PS. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I could see it. I think the kind of funny thing is, I think the reason they didn't waive him at the beginning was because they knew Seattle might scoop him up because they had all the like different
Injuries.
the injuries with uh all their running backs. So hey, they even had a running back retire. So
All right.
I guess there is probably a higher chance he would, clear waivers now. Um, but I just don't see the Niners
See, this is what I'm
doing it.
getting at right here, Sim. He hasn't done anything. We haven't seen him pass protect. All we've seen him do, you know what he reminds me of? And it's hard to say that this is his comparison, but in my opinion, know who I would compare him to be? Another type like James Robinson. A hard runner, hard to bring down, and James Robinson is obviously a lot more developed than Jordan Mason, but I feel like that's what the 49ers would get in him more than what they would probably get out of TDP. TDP is a little different. Plus, he was a draft pick, so you're definitely not going to waive him.
No.
But so that's a good question. I think James Robinson that would be my comp for what Jordan Mason can be.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's going on, fam? The email is still the same. I sent you an email, actually. So go ahead and check your email, and you should have received an email from me. All right. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining the stream. It's clothing. He's got tons of clothing that they're releasing with his clothing line. I want to make sure I say your name. Myzael Kyle L. Peterson. I hope I said that right. Khalil. I think that's what that is. Khalil Peterson. All right. Clothing line is coming out. Hopefully, I'll be getting a couple of pieces to rock so you guys can see what the clothing line looks like. We're doing something behind the scenes, so make sure you guys check that out. All right. I don't know, man. For some reason they're not letting go Jordan Mason, and I don't think I would because the 49ers have 4 running backs now.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you gotta keep him on the active. You got to keep him on the 53, but he can still be inactive.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna have to do. You know what I mean? I would not let him go only because of the type of running backs that we have,
Exactly.
and yeah,
And you don't have Jeff Wilson Jr. anymore either, so
right. So he's kind of like your insurance plan B policy.
I think he could be like a younger Jeff Wilson Jr.
Okay. All right. Jeff Wilson Jr. fumbled a lot though.
without the fumbles.
That is too funny. All right. Let's get to the next part of the segment of the show. We're going to talk about these power rankings. Now, the 49ers, according to Bleacher Report, they're in the top 10 and they're ranked number 10. So what I'm going to do is rank the teams in front. Now the 49ers had their bye week. All right. So the number 9 team is the New York Football Giants. They're at 6-2. All right. The number 8 team is the Seattle Seahawks, who are at 6-3. The Baltimore Ravens, 6-3. They're at 7. The Miami Dolphins, 6-3. They're at 6. The Dallas Cowboys, 6-2. They're at 5. The Buffalo Bills are at 4. The Minnesota Vikings are 7 and mother 1. Wow. They're at 3. Kansas City Chiefs. Now, how the hell are the Vikings at 7-1, 3? And this is what they be cheating. And the Kansas City Chiefs are at the number 2, sitting at 6-2. Man, get the freak out of here. And then the Philadelphia Eagles are clearly number 1. Now, let me read you. I do you agree that all these teams that I read, the 9 teams before, should be ranked higher than the 49ers? I agree with that. Does everybody out there?
100%.
Yeah. I don't want to hear this Mahomes crap, Eddie G. I don't care. They're 6-2, and Kirk Cousins is 7-1. Let me say it again. Patrick Mahomes is 6-2, and Kirk Cousins is 7-1. That's some disrespect. All right, let me go and tell me. I'm going to read you the next 4 teams. All right, so let me get you the next 4 teams. So behind the Niners are the Jets at 6-3. So there's a 4-4 team in front of a 6-3 team. So I might have to pump my brakes just a little bit. The Cincinnati Bengals are 12. The Tennessee Titans are at 5-3. They're 13. The Chargers are 14 at 5-3. And the Buccaneers at 4-5 are 15. Do you believe that the 49ers should be ahead of those 4 teams? The Bucks, the Chargers, the Titans, the Bengals, and the 6-3 football Jets. What in the heck?
I think the Jets should be higher because they just beat the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, what is going on here?
So that's the only one that I'm like, that's a little low to me. But
so you think they should even be high? So the 49ers clearly shouldn't be in the top 10 then.
Well, I think they should be the Jets should be higher than some of those other teams that were named.
But then but you just told me you agreed that the 9 teams before the Niners at 10 should be there. So if you're going to put the Jets in there, the 49ers are now out of the top 10. I think the Jets should be 10 and the Niners should be 11. I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah, because I know the Niners have been going on an upward trend, especially offensively, but no disrespect, it's just they got to be consistent, and I feel like these other teams have been pretty consistent. And so
the 49ers are the most inconsistent team on this list. They win, they lose, they lose, they win, lose. That's inconsistency. They gotta figure it out. Now, I don't know the criteria for Bleacher Report's rankings, 49er Jeff. If I don't work for them. I'm currently applying, and then maybe I can learn the criteria. But look, the 49ers, I tell you what, the 49ers beat the Chargers. It doesn't necessarily will bump them up if they got the Chargers ranked 14th. Now, if the Chargers beat the 49ers, it'll bump the Chargers up and the 49ers back at 4-5, which I still think the 49ers may still remain a top 15 team. But right behind the Bucks, bro, is the Patriots, who are sitting at 5-4. This is good. This is good to know that the 49ers at 4-4, because we talk about this team gets zero love, zero respect, and here they are sitting at 500, right? Sitting at 500, and they're in the top 10 of the Bleacher Report's power rankings.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think the Bucks should be lower because they're just not looking good. But I'm not shocked by the rankings with the Niners. I think it's a fair assessment and a fair ranking for where the Niners are at.
All right. I could dig it. I could dig it. I think it's fair. I've after seeing the Jets at 6-3, after they just beat the Buffalo Bills, team that the 49ers couldn't beat, even though we didn't play them this year. I think I'm with you. The Bills should be, I mean, the Jets should be higher, which makes the 49ers automatically go to 11. So if you're going to put the Jets in the top 10 and move some of those other teams around, I'm cool with it. But I think the 49ers would be bumped out of the top 10. It's just
No.
unfortunate, you know. I don't know what the Bleacher Report criteria is, and it's all love. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. But they
Damn,
go by
Marcus.
what happened?
He
What did he
says
say?
somebody at Bleacher Report is important.
I don't know. I don't know. Terradome says add up the records of all the teams we beat. It's got to be lower than 500. Got you. All right. I see you. If that's what it is, that's what it is. All right, guys, we got two more things we're gonna get to today's show, right? Well, three more things because we got four more things because we got to do the poll question and the Q&A at the end of the show. But the one thing that we're gonna do now, 49er media is gonna have to. We did mid-season report grades for players. All right, now below, I didn't put the players' names, but these are the positions. All right, so you got your quarterback, your running back, you got a fullback, two wide receivers. Basically, it's 11 personnel on offense, and then it's your base defense, current base defense too. We're not going to grade the guys that are injured and haven't played. So current
Okay.
base defense. So I'm going to read out the name. I want you to give it a grade, and I'm going to tell you if you matched my grade. And we'll do like a contest or something, like, you know, if you the more you get right, I'll do something for your channel. Whatever it is I got to do, I'll do something for your stream. All right.
Okay.
Let's say you got to get there's 22, so you got to score at least a C on this exam. All right,
All right.
at least a C. So what's the math? How many you got to get right? 16?
16.
I don't know. Shoot, you in school? I ain't in school. Let me get this calculator out. Hold on.
You said there's
16
22?
it's 22 positions.
Yeah, 16.
Yep, so you got to get 16 right. Look at me with the quick math. Let's go, Breezy. Let's go. I was guessing like a mug, too. All right, you ready? Now
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
see if anybody out there can get some of these right. All right. All right. Quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. You guys can post your stuff inside the chat. And Anshul, you're on the call.
Are you counting like are you also doing like plus minuses? Or are you
Yes.
just okay, okay.
Pluses and minuses. I'm glad. That's a good question, bro. Wait, that's a great question. I am. I'm doing pluses and
Okay.
minuses. So, what's your grade for
Oof.
Jimmy Garoppolo? I'm going to tell you if I agree, if it matches mine.
B minus.
Ooh, you know what? I don't have the buzzard sound for wrong. Hold on, let me get that out. But you were close. You were super close. Hold on, I got to get this buzzard sound. Where you at? Wrong answer. You hear that?
Nope.
You didn't hear the buzzard?
Nope.
Wait, do you hear this?
No. Oh yes, yes. I
Okay, you
do.
heard that. All right. So let me get the buzzard going. All right. So you got one wrong so far. Some of them out there are guessing my grade. I'm not gonna tell you which ones is right. All right. Some of you guys are guessing. I'm sorry if I'm stuck on this. My bad. Terradome's giving him a C. West Coast Kings gave him a B minus. 49er Jeff C plus. VZ408 a C. Jimmy Nigel Crane gave him a B. Paul gave him a B minus. Symmetry gave him a B minus. Team Cali C. Sacktown C. Collie C plus. Niner Faithful with a B. Avatar C. Scott Hill B. Shout out to Scott Hill. He's a legend Patreon member, man. Shout out to you, bro. C minus, B minus. James Carapolo, a C minus. That is harsh. Peachy gave him a C plus. Big Raw gave him a C. Steven Fox gave him an A. For what?
Ooh.
Effort? We got Kenny with a C. My man Marcus C plus. Damn, they
Ooh,
still
I'm
coming in. I'm
starting to
trying.
see. I see a D.
Lewis. Lewis White. Because that's what your name means. What in the hell? How's he get a D? Come on, man. I'm all about Trey Lance. But Jimmy Garoppolo ain't played. He played D football for one game. D minus football at that. For one game. Just one game. You got to average all the games, man. Come on, man. Uh C plus. C Chrissy with the B. All right, that's it for damn it for Jimmy Garoppolo. Whoever guessed B got it right. So ding ding to everybody out there who guessed B. That was my grade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is rising, right? I think his
Agree.
play is elevating to a different level. I don't want to say a new level, but definitely a different level from what we've seen. And it could be from some of the key additions that they're adding. We're seeing Jimmy Garoppolo go out there and be a little bit more comfortable. Now, I know you only saw it for one game, but don't forget, he put up points in the Kansas City Chiefs game. And it
Yep.
wasn't until it got to the fourth quarter again to when it all hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's where I'm going. What did I say that was pause worthy, guys? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. What did I say? What did I need to say pause for? You guys be on it. You guys really be on it 100%. All right. Starting running back. We got to go with Christian McCaffrey. He's the guy. Christian McCaffrey's out there. Now hold on, because I got to go through some of these real quick. You know what? Give me a second. I got to hook up the mixer because that's what's probably wrong right now. My mixer's not hooked up. You can go ahead and start thinking of what your grade is going to be for Christian McCaffrey. You could talk a little bit about Christian McCaffrey while I get this set up.
So Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he's definitely elevated this 49ers offense. If you look, the 49ers offense is trending upwards, which is really, really good to see. And CMC's been a huge part of that. I mean, I think even in that Kansas City Chiefs game, he was, just the fact that he was present and the Niners got a new wide back, the team was excited for him. And so he played pretty well still in that game. And then obviously in the Rams game, man, he was just phenomenal. Triple crown. First guy to do it since LaDainian Tomlinson back in 2005. And so I'm thinking, Wayne, you're probably going with the name minus. And the reason I think that is because of the fumbling.
You are really, really good, my friend. But let's see what they guessed out there. I don't want to reveal the right answer as of yet. But I tell you what, I will do this. Did you hear that?
Yes.
You were wrong. I did not give him an A minus. All right. I did not give him an A minus. Let's see what they're saying out there in the chat, though. Let's see what you guys got. Miss Debbie says, hey man, let me start at the beginning. Woo, where we at? All right, so Paul started with an A plus, Team Cali A plus, Terradome A, VZ A minus for Nigel, 49er Jeff A, Chrissy A, Avatar A, Scott Hill A. Shout out to Miss Debbie too. She's also a legend tier Patreon member, as well as John V. Appreciate you guys. Teardome is like he says like a shot of people. Symmetry says A plus. First full game, definitely A plus, A minus, A minus. All right, an A from Ty. Kali says incomplete. Now see how different he is. That's different. I said grading the mother sucker. He's like, nah, I can't.
Come on, Cal.
Incomplete. I am mad at you, Miss Debbie. Again, she says an A minus due to a couple of drop passes. Really wasn't faulting him for drop passes, more for the fumbles, definitely.
No.
Symmetry said he fumbled once. He did. Miss Debbie is right. One of those passes that looked like a fumble was a drop pass. All right. Niner Faithful A minus. He can still get better. I like that. Woke Niner recaps A. Mark A minus. Peachy A. Did I say A? A minus. A trick question. A. Lewis? Listen. If Lewis is your teacher, man, good luck. You thought good freaking luck. All I'm gonna say, God dang, he gave Jimmy Garoppolo a D, and then he ended up giving my man, he gave Christian McCaffrey a B. Good God, I had to leave this one up here. But the correct answer is I gave Christian McCaffrey an A. I gave him an A. All right. He would have had an A plus. But due to the fumble, like I had to, and I know in that one particular game, I gave him an A minus for the running backs game, but he
Mhm.
played really well, in my opinion, against the Chiefs game and the Chiefs game as well. Look, I gave him an A. So that's where he is. And I still think he has room to improve. So if you guys guessed A, you guys got it right. But 49er Media is 0 for 2 right now. We got 20 more to go. Let's speed this up. I'm leaving that one on there, man. Kyle Juszczyk, fullback.
Oh, God damn. Now that oh, Callie said incomplete for CMC. To me, that's incomplete, but
He played just about every game except one, man.
yeah, but he isn't like beside. I know he's a great run blocker and everything, but we haven't seen him a ton in the passing game, so it's
It
it's
doesn't
just
matter if you've seen him a ton or
it's
not. It's
tough.
does he
I don't know
does
what
he
to.
produce when you see him is the question. And so what grade do you give him? And I'll tell you if it's with mine or not. I see you guys out there. While he's guessing, I'll try to post some of your answers.
Hmm.
See a lot of A's. C plus? Really?
Hmm. I don't know. Like, I really don't know what I'd grade choose just because
Okay.
I feel
Just
like I
give him a
haven't.
grade. What would you give him?
Might give him a B.
All right. That's not my answer. All right. So I gave him an A. I gave him an A because when he's out there, his run blocking is superb. It's
Yeah.
probably bar none, no pun intended. He does miss a couple of blocks here and there, but I think it's more of a miscommunication, especially in the pass game. Run blocking, he's not missing. In the pass game, it's kind of like, is this person supposed to pick up this guy? And it's usually to the right side too. So you could
Hmm.
all right. So we do that. But I gave him an A because when he is throwing the ball, he does make spectacular plays. Even in the Chiefs game when he got injured on that 3rd and long, man, if he caught the ball well short of the yards, right, of the sticks, man, and then he made a play, and on that play, he got the first down and still broke the finger. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I'm gonna go with an A overall for Juice. He had a bad game here or there, and it's all good, but I'm going overall A for Kyle Juszczyk. All right, Debo Samuel.
Ooh.
You got to get one of these right, bro.
I know. Ooh. I I'm gonna give him a C,
Okay.
and the reason is because he has not been that used enough in this offense. Like it's been the Brandon Ayuk show, I'd say, and then obviously when CMC, got traded to this team, it's been Ayuk and him. So that's why I'm thinking a C for Debo.
This is fun, man. This is fun. Unfortunately, I gave Debo Samuel a B. Shout out to everybody that picked B out there. You guys are on point. But 49er Media, for some reason, yeah, we're just not in sync. But it's cool. You're gonna get the next one right, I hope. Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, A.
Okay, he got one right. Let's go. Let's go. Now, why'd you give him an A?
Because he's like, so the thing is, he had Trey Lance at the start, and unfortunately, really for a game and a half, and so we all, knew what he could be with Trey Lance because of what we heard and saw it during training camp, and so he like when Jimmy Garoppolo came in, like, he's taken some time to adjust with Garoppolo, but I think because of, man, he's just been playing really, really well, especially these last few weeks, almost breaking 100 yards. And he's just on the upward trend, so I don't see why you can't give him an A.
Yeah, listen, he leads the team in yards, leads the team in touchdowns. He's just leading the team in energy, leading the team in dog. He's just leading the team.
Yeah.
Leading the team with the least amount of drops. He's just leading the team. That's why I gave him an A. I got it. We got to address this. My man Wayne.
Okay, Lewis. So you you gave Brandon Ayuk an A+.
I gave him an A.
No, I'm talking about Lewis in the chat. He gave.
Oh! I didn't. You got to be specific. What are you talking about? I'm trying to address this right here because he said Debo was underperforming. You talking about Lewis, man? You got to let me know so I can pull it up, man. Pause. Lewis, where you at? Where's the comment at? I don't even see it. Find it. You talking about Blanco?
Yeah.
Blanco was on a whole different grading scale, man. He must got that New York grading scale, bro. That's just a little different than Connecticut's. Listen, Wayne says Debo's underperforming. Gave him a B-. You think Debo's underperforming, bro? Because I don't get that. And I'll explain why, but I want to know what you think.
I don't know if it's underperforming or it's just he's not getting the ball. I think it's more of that, like, and it's like,
and
yeah,
it's
maybe, yeah, it's not his fault. And the reason I give him a C is it's just I'm disappointed that and again, that's not on him. I understand that, but it's disappointing to see that he's not being a huge part of this offense because we saw that last year. So
now you got some assessments out here. It says Debo runs poor routes, so we're gonna hold on to that. CJ Gray, John D says Debo's out of shape. I don't get that, but maybe you do. He didn't look out of shape first time week 4 when he played the Rams.
I mean, he's been working in the offseason. Like, I get that he wasn't able to build chemistry with the Lance and things like
Lance
that.
not even playing.
But Lance isn't playing, and so I don't know. Maybe it is still. I would think Debo would have figured it out by now, though.
Figured what out?
Like if it is something to do with just getting back on the field with the guys,
now,
like
I don't get that because week 4 he gave us a performance. He gave us a Debo Samuel performance, right? You got to look at the type of wide receiver that Debo Samuel is, and people don't want to accept the fact that he's a weapon opposed to just being a wide receiver. And so, West Coast King says Debo always leads the team in drops. He led the team in drops in college too. Kyle Shanahan,
even last year he was.
Right, and even in the Senior Bowl, guess who led the wide receivers in drops in the Senior Bowl, which Kyle Shanahan was coaching, and this is why he drafted the kid, Debo Samuel. You know why he drafted Debo Samuel? Because he was a playmaker. It's like, oh my gosh, when he gets the ball, it's totally different. Now he just got to get the ball. So, Kenny says it best. And this is what I like. Not just because I agree with it, but I feel like teams are more prepared for him. Especially in the run game. Now, can Debo go out there and work out and become a better route runner? Possibly. I don't think that's his football persona. He's more give me the ball and let me make a play guy. And sometimes, it works and sometimes it doesn't. Symmetry says it is his fault to an extent. He's not beating press as consistently as Ayuk and Jennings. Okay. This is him being able to get open. But I also see him get open a lot of times, though, Sim, and the ball don't be there. And then I also see him get open and the ball be high. And then when he does get open and the ball is there, it's a drop. So it could be his fault to an extent, but and I'm not blaming anybody else. Debo has to be better, but no one was complaining about Debo last year because he was probably struggling the same way last year trying to get open. It's just that Kyle Shanahan got him the damn ball quick and let Debo make plays. That was the difference. That's what made Debo the Weapon X. He's not a route runner. He's not like Christian McCaffrey. He doesn't have those type of feet. He's a power guy. Give him the
Mm-hmm.
ball. He can win one. I tell you what, I think Debo can win one-on-one matchups. If Debo gets down the field and gets open, just throw the ball in his area. I guarantee you he'll go up and make a play. We've seen that. So that his
Yeah.
rookie year.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it is probably really just the fact that defenses are better prepared for him.
but I do agree with Symmetry saying like
Yeah.
he's gotta you gotta work on your weaknesses. I don't think
Yeah,
you can
because
work on
like
it though during the season. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, because it's like okay, now you see that defenses are better prepared for you. You gotta adjust, and okay, maybe if there's something in your game that's could bring it up so that you do get the ball more. He works on that, and like you said, you'd have to do that probably in the
all
off
right, so
season.
I'm gonna make a quick amendment to and I gotta pull up Sean's comment right here. It's not just that Breezy. Kyle this year shows it's so much, right? It's so much. We used to be the Yak Kings,
Yep.
and I don't see too many Yak plays being drawn up for a guy like Debo Samuel. And that goes to the coaching. Like I'm telling you, it's different. And the moment you line up Debo Samuel in the backfield, teams got 8 in the box. They already ready to jump on that. They like just jumping. Debo can't even get as fast and quick as Debo is. There's no lanes on the outside. That can't be his fault. It
Yeah.
just can't be Debo's fault. So how about you just throw some screens?
Hmm.
They off anyway. First of all, you don't throw a screen in press coverage. But if the DB's lined up off you 5 or 10 yards, you throw that mother sucker to him and you let Debo make a play,
Hmm.
you know? But that's everybody's right. We just all coming at it from a different angle. You know what I'm saying? And I love
Yep.
it. That's what makes us great. That's what makes us great. Sean, great comment. All right, so we're going to make an amendment to this game because you're going to focus on the offense. I have a special guest tomorrow. He's going to focus on my defensive list. So you're going to
All right.
finish out the offense. So it's going to only be out of 11. So right now you got 1 out of 11 correct. We're moving on to George Kittle. What you got?
Whew.
I know he missed a couple of games, but let's talk about George Kittle right now. Mid-season grade.
Hmm. I would give him an A because it's kind of like Ayuk. He's been trending upward these last few weeks. He had a touchdown these last 2 games as well. But what I think you're gonna grade him because A was what I'm thinking. He's
Okay,
getting
so you're changing it up. What am I going to grade him?
I think you're gonna grade him a B.
All right. I can dig it. I actually gave him an A minus, like my brother Paul, bro. Like George Kittle is still the GOAT. And if you give him the damn ball, he will show you why he's the greatest tight end in this game. Unfortunately, we need help on the right side. That's unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you got to use him and the pass pro. He's got to go out there and chip a guy, help another guy, try to get a pancake. He's in run blocking, and then when you give him the ball, you expect him to run 80 yards. Listen, George Kittle is is one of the best tight ends that I've ever seen play this game. Unfortunately, he's not utilized like most tight ends are,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But that's what makes him even more great. That's what makes him even more great. I didn't give him an A yet because he's still trending up. You know what I'm saying? But I think he finishes the season as an A plus. As long as he stays healthy, he finishes at an A plus. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do another show toward the end at the end of the year. You're gonna get to do these grades again, and we're gonna try to, see if they improved. All right. But I gave him an A minus. Shout out to everybody out there that gave him an A minus. Hey, Michael, do that average A plus, which is 100 plus an 80 divided by 2. Don't you get a 90? A minus. Just curious, just curious to see what you guys are thinking. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to the trenches. You ready? We
Yes,
got
sir.
left tackle Trent Williams.
Ooh. I'm gonna give him an A minus, and the reason is because he has
I ain't even gonna let you
struggled.
wait. You got it right. Let's go. Let's go. You got 2 out of 11 so far. It's terrible, but I'm happy you got it right. Go ahead and explain yourself, bro. I'm
So
sorry.
the reason is because, and like he's been great. Obviously, he's the best left tackle in this game, but he has struggled a little bit at times, especially when he did come off of that high ankle sprain injury, and so there's nothing to be concerned about it because I think at the end of the season he's gonna be an A plus 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 guy, but just because he struggled a little bit, that's why I'm thinking an A minus.
Did Sean give Trent Williams an F minus? He must be on a super lag. Sean, there's no
Sean,
way.
did you like hang out with what's his name?
I don't know, but
Who's given the
Luis Blanco.
yeah.
Yo, there are some there are I tell you, man. Wow, wow, wow. We didn't even get to Aaron Banks yet. Yeah. So right now you're rocking at an 18%. Let's see if you can get another one right, bro. You ready? Let's go to that
Yes.
left guard. Let's go to Aaron Banks, Banks of America. What you got?
A plus 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 plus.
Really? Ah, okay. I didn't give him an A plus.
What?
I didn't. I gave him an A though. I gave him an A. Listen, he misses some things too. Now he has not given up a sack this year, so that stands for a round of applause right there.
And the reason I'm giving him an A plus is just because it's like the expectations. I know a lot of fans were like, "Oh, he's a bust. He didn't play, the first year," and so I think a lot of people were concerned about him, and so yeah, I know he struggled at times, but he's been just so good. Like I don't really losing Lake and Thompson, we haven't really missed a beat. So
We have not skipped a beat. Oh my! Actually, I think we've gotten better.
um,
Sheesh, sheesh. Listen, um, there's some games he struggled. Symmetry says week 1 he struggled early. There's sometimes he's like missing blocks, like he's
yeah,
not on the guy and he doesn't really know what to do there. But you got to get a hat on the guy. But listen, overall, man, I said that he's the best offensive lineman for the 49ers in 2022. So I'm gonna tell you right now, he's got my highest grade at the A. So you take it how you want. All right, we're moving on. Jake Brendel, the center. Jake Brendel.
ooh, I won't- I ooh, he's he's definitely struggled at times because he's had the penalties that have just notched, big plays. For instance, in the Atlanta game, right? Jimmy Garoppolo found that you right near the sideline, and then Brendel end
Oh,
up, having a penalty. So he's getting killed with the penalties. So he is struggling because if he's holding, that's showing that he is struggling times. So, ooh, I'm gonna say you're giving Brendel a C.
hey, let's go. 3 out of 11. We're moving on up. Let's go. That's good. I did give him a C. I gave him a C because he was the weakest offensive lineman at one point.
No,
And then he played a couple of good games back to back. I'm like, wait a minute, Brendel leveling up. You know what I'm saying? So look, he's still a work in progress. Don't get it
no,
twisted. But he's leveling up. And remember at the beginning of the season, I said I tried to explain to everybody, don't worry about the offensive line. I get it. They didn't address the center, they didn't address such and such, but don't worry. You got to give them time to build continuity, right? And that's
Yeah.
what they're doing. And Jake Brindle has been out there every single game, and he's starting to get better. Now, he struggled in the beginning of the season with his snaps. He got 2 fumbles, I believe, just off
Yep.
of the snaps, right? Penalties, all that good stuff. Does he have brain farts? For sure. First year really playing center, like in a starting offense, right? So, and the reason why I think they go with him is because he can probably just be better than any rookie at this point, unless it was a high draft pick rookie prospect that played center and only center, right? You know, where did Cam Jurgens go to? Because I haven't heard his name once.
Eagles.
Damn. Damn. Well, we don't need to hear his name once. He is developing, and he will be there with Jalen Hurts. All right. But listen, I gave him a C. He definitely has to learn like the protections and things like that.
Hmm.
And you know what would have been so good for Jake, man, if and it's too late to do this now, but if he could have just got with Alex Mack
Yeah.
and just like learn the terminology, the lingual, like all of that type of stuff, that would have been super beneficial to him. One of the reasons why I think Aaron Banks is doing really well is because he was able to sit a year, but he sat a year on the year Trent Williams was had his best year in football ever, right?
Hmm.
And so he was able to pick the brain of Trent Williams, and now he just had to go out there and apply
And
the
I
knowledge.
think Lake and Tomlinson too.
Yeah, but Lakin was one leg in, one leg out. I don't think he was gonna try. I'm not saying that's his type of personality, but I don't think he really cared too much to try to help this kid because he was trying to get a contract. You know what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
I think it was really Trent Williams and the reason why I say that is because without Trent Williams, Lakin Tomlinson is not a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he even elevated Lakin Tomlinson's play. Guys, we got 2 more pieces. Spencer Burford, the right side, the right guard. Let's go.
All right. So you give an A minus to Banks, correct?
I gave an A minus to Banks. What am I giving Spencer Burford?
So I'm thinking you're probably giving Burford a B minus just
Hey!
because he has struggled at times as well.
4 out of 11. You are almost at 50%. Like you're almost at a higher F. All right, let's go. Like, tell us why I gave Spencer Burford a B minus. And what would you have given Spencer Burford?
I would have given him the same grade because the thing is, Burford, for what was he, a 4th round pick, I believe?
4th
Uh,
round pick, bro.
yeah, fourth
And he was
round
a
pick.
left tackle on top of that.
Yeah, and so he went to a smaller school as well. And so
UTS.
Burford's just been putting in the work. I mean, he's been really, really good. Now, I get that out. It was Aaron Donald, but he did also let Aaron Donald just go right past him. Um,
I feel like that was Jake Brindle's fault. I really do. I think it was because it was a snap thing, right? So if
oh
Burford
yeah, okay.
thought it was on the 2 and it was on the 1 because Burford was delayed. So the ball was
Oh
hyping.
yeah,
Burford
true.
just waiting. Like, what's going on? Burford, open up your eyes. Maybe he plays with his eyes closed. First of all, I love Spencer Burford. Let me just keep it a buck. Spencer Burford's one of my favorite players. And shout out to Spencer Burford because he keeps it 100. He's like super nitty gritty, you know.
Mhm.
And he's one of the players that definitely responds to us out there when we're putting out media. He would respond, he would like it, he would take it, he would repost it. Spencer Burford, always continue to be you, bro. You're gonna be famous. You're already famous. You're already certified, verified, whatever. But continue to be the you that you are. Continue to shine. I think this kid is gonna end up being an A+ throughout his career, yo. He is rising. He is really
Yeah, I
rising.
mean, I think he's gonna continue to learn from those mistakes, and I agree. Like he's gonna, I think him and Banks, like, are gonna both go in an upward direction. I
Symmetry. We're
think
gonna
they're
answer
really
that
good.
question at the Q&A part because we're getting over our time, but we're gonna answer that question at the during the Q&A. So I'm gonna hold on to that. All right, bro. Let's go. Oh, this is what Kenny had said on that assessment of that play that we were talking about. He said that was on Jimmy. because he never lifted his leg, and it caused the play clock was running down. See, remember it was a
Mm,
play
yeah.
mismanagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jimmy sacked himself. Everybody's got to be in sync. All right, we're gonna end this with the right tackle.
This is the hardest grade to guess,
All
honestly.
right,
Like,
and I'm not giving you any hints. So I want you to think overall about Mike McGlinchey. That's the only hint you're gonna get from me. Mike McGlinchey grades, ready, set, go. They're gonna start flying up there in the chat, and here they come. All right, so we got a D. We got an S for that. We got a C. Got one C. Lewis. I got one grade right. We got a P for practice squad. D plus. C. D minus. C minus. D minus. D. D pause. D minus. D pause. Guys, you can say the letter motherfucking D, y'all. You ain't saying that I need this D pause. You saying it's a D.
I just don't know
Out of
because
here.
it's
McTrash. F plus. C
you all
minus.
say F plus, but bro, there's no F minus or F plus.
There's no such thing. Peachy gave him an F minus.
Come on.
That's just a zero, Peachy. It's a zero. Y'all crazy. Come on, man. What you got? What you think I got? What you got? First, tell us what you got.
Ooh, I'm giving him a D because, and I've been a big Mike McGlinchey fan and supporter, but it's just I think because of the injury from last year and then some of the setbacks he's had, he just hasn't looked, great. And I thought last year, before he was hurt, he was gonna,
This
I
is
think,
funny.
have his best season, and unfortunately he got hurt, and I think that's affected him, now as well. So he's definitely struggled, and so that's why I'm giving him a D, especially in pass protection.
Okay.
But
Go ahead. What do you think I'm gonna give him?
C minus.
Get the front door out of here. How did you know?
Okay, because the thing is, I had to start thinking about it. I was like, okay, Breezy's a guy who watches the film, and so he sees what goes wrong and what goes right.
Nah. Wow. I gave him a C minus. His run blocking is fucking superb, yo. Like, I just run to his side. Like, that's it. Run it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just run it. But I was with you, Paul. Wow. I'm not literally I gave him a C minus. I'm looking at my Microsoft Word document right here. It says C minus. I wouldn't show it to y'all, but it's got the defensive grades up here. Wow. All right, listen. Look, run blocking is an A, in my opinion. Pass protection is probably a D. And so average the two out. Do 95 plus 65 divided by 2. Tell me what you get.
80.
Oh, hell no. He ain't getting no goddamn 80, though. Oh, no. Hell nah. Do 95 plus 45 and tell me what you get.
70.
Bam! There we go. Let's go, Breezy. Look, I gave him. Yo, this show is ridiculously funny, bro. Oh my gosh! Listen, 95 blocking, run, pass blocking 45. Easy. That's why I gave him a 70. You know what I'm saying? Like, and look, is he gonna get better in pass protection? Hell no. It's not gonna happen ever. Even if he gets 100% healthy, He may be able to go up highest 65 in pass pro.
Mhm.
But the thing you love about him is in run blocking, he's dominant. And that's what makes it a hard decision. Pause. And now
God
we're going to
damn
get
it,
to these
Tony,
questions.
you keep attacking Mike McGlinchey's number.
Listen, listen.
He says he shouldn't be wearing 60.
Y'all crazy. All right, I'm gonna go backwards with some of these. We got 3 questions I want to get to. Symmetry says, should Burford be in at right tackle and Brunskill at right guard? And I know um we're seeing the struggles with Mike McGlinchey, especially in pass protection. I would say this would be for next year.
Yeah,
Um, go ahead.
and so the thing is, because Burford's a rookie, I don't think you want to mess around with what he's doing right now, which is
Now you talk.
he's playing pretty well at right guard, and so I don't think you want to do that. And Brunskill is experienced enough at right tackle, so like if McGlinchey is struggling and Kyle does decide to bench him, I'd put Brunskill there, um, because at least he's more experienced. He's the vet. I wouldn't mess with Burford right now.
Yeah, you like you said it best. I don't even need to co-sign it. Oh, I can't co-sign it. I don't have to add anything to it. You said it. You said it best. And so Sam, I'm thinking this is more like a next year plan. I'm not sure even if they bring Brunskill back. You might see Nick Zakiel out there at the
Mm.
right guard. They have people that they're developing, but
I
I
think
really
this
think this is what it's going to
Kazel
be
though
next year.
could be developing for center.
He could be developing for center as well, though. But he was drafted as a guard. Just
Yeah.
want to put that out there. But he could be developing as a center, just like they developed Colton McKivitz as a swing tackle, even though he was drafted as a guard. So you know what the 49ers are doing. And so Sam, I'm gonna go with next year on that particular question. That was a great question. I'm gonna go with this one first. This was at the very beginning of the show, and then we'll end if they're still watching on Facebook. We'll end with this last question. Dang, my watch just told me it was election day. Duh. Kylie says, Wayne, do you think Kalia Davis could come back this season? So he's on the NFI.
Yeah.
Now, he can be removed, but then he would have to get placed on the active roster. He looked good. Like he was out there. Yeah, all we saw him do was the ladders. But
Yeah.
his feet look good. God dang it. His feet look good. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I like Kalia Davis too, but I hope he's not watching. But I don't even think he was injured. 49ers be doing some crazy George Jetson stuff. And so they were able to stash him. They might get a fresh
Well, didn't he have an ACL injury like in college?
bro. I don't think he was. I'm saying when he got to the NFL,
Oh, okay.
because he got injured in college, the 49ers was like, oh, we could put him on the NFI. We
Mm.
even got to put him on the IR because he got hurt not playing professional football. So this is another way to stash another player. So it's like they got money in the bag.
No.
That's what I'm thinking. I know that's my conspiracies and it's crazy. That's what I'm thinking. But listen, he could, if he gets promoted, if he gets taken off the NFI list, and then he's able to be on this active roster, I think he beats out Kevin Givens.
I don't see him playing this season because the thing is because we obviously saw the video of him right on Friday, I believe it was, that he posted on his story, and so the thing is we don't really know the update either because how really is he in shape, and it's just because he's a rookie too, plus he has to learn all that stuff, all
I
that.
don't know how much he would have to learn. Just you got one job. You fill the A gap or the B gap, depending on which side you line up, and you allow your linebackers to come in here and tackle. And he looks to me more like a pass rushing DT, sort of like Kevin Givens. Like he looks like he's a pass rushing DT. I tell you what though, the kid looked like like it looks like he's when he does get activated at whatever point that is in his career, he gonna be something special. He may just be the steal in the draft.
I mean, I think he's gonna be a red shirt guy. I don't see him playing this year. And I know after the draft, it was either John Lynch or Adam Peters, but they compared him to DJ Jones.
I remember that. Good memory. Now that you brought that up, I remember that. That's a good memory. Kid plays with a high motor, and that's what you want from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what you want from him. So you're probably right. And he won't play this year, but then next year might even be a red shirt because they'll probably try to bring back Maurice Hurst. They are cracking up in that chat. I'm telling you right now.
Team Cali, bro.
Yo, they're crazy.
My Lakers could use my.
Can he shoot? Yeah, y'all need a shooter. Can he shoot? Let's find out. I mean, shoot basketball shots to shoot basketball shots. They gotta. We just switched to the basketball real quick. All right, man. Listen, that was a fun exercise, but we got to get to this last question. From Feej. All right.
Of course.
I'd save the best for last because I'm not going to talk about this. This is your take. You got 30 seconds. Ready, set, hit it.
No. Well, okay. Let me actually go back before I completely say. So the thing is, I don't know. Like, I think the Niners are gonna have interest, but I don't really know if OBJ will have interest. And the reason is just because it seems like he wants a bigger role. And so I think, some of those other teams maybe have a better, he could be the number 2 guy. Because right now, the Niners, he'd be like the number 4 guy because you have Debo, you have Ayuk, you have Kittle. So I don't know if he'd.
Hold up. There's no way OBJ would be number 4 on this roster, bro.
I think he'd be 3 or 4. I don't see him being 1 or 2.
I get what you're saying because you didn't mention another wide receiver. You mentioned George Kittle. But if the 49ers are looking to use George Kittle because they need a crutch on that right side of that line, that means diminished work for Kittle. You bring another weapon in here like OBJ. These motherfuckers are talking basketball right now. You bring another weapon in here like OBJ. All right. You said no, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. I don't get why people would say no. Even for your reason, it's not enough for me.
It's just I see it. It's unlikely, and I don't like to get overhyped.
It's definitely unlikely.
And that's why people were getting mad at me saying, "Oh, I don't want CMC," and I just said that because I didn't want to get like my hopes up.
Yeah. Like, listen, don't bank on OBJ being a 49er,
Yeah.
but there's a possibility that it can happen. And when it happens, everybody will be happy. I can tell you that right now. Because now you're putting on another weapon. And so the question is, now, according to my man Jason Hurley, 49ers are sitting at like 6 point something million, almost 6.5 million on the cap. Hell yeah, they can afford them. They can afford OBJ. Even if they said, even if Obi says, give me 5 million, and then the 49ers says, we'll give you 3.5 million, but you can make this amount of money if you get to the Super Bowl. We get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say he asked for 5, but the 49ers says we'll give you 6. I'm just saying. Now, word on the street is he wants a multi-million-dollar deal. He's a multi-year contract. He can get that with the 49ers, but I don't think the 49ers want to pay 2 wide receivers. And then 2 years later, they're going to have to figure out, unless it's a 2-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2 years, it's Brandon Ayuk pay time. And OBJ goes bye-bye. And the 49ers will have at least another Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way I don't know. I'm all about building a team with talent. And if the talent is there, remember I was getting an argument with Callie and I was like, yo, man, you be talented, but it's about having the best talent. OBJ is something that would upgrade the talent. Just like CMC upgraded the talent in the running back room. OBJ would upgrade the talent in the wide receiver room. Everybody in this chat was talking mad trash about Deebo Samuel just 20 minutes ago, and they don't want OBJ. I don't get it. Anyway, What a great show. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for sticking around for an hour and an hour and a half. Wow. Wow. Listen, 49er Media, take this time to let everybody know where they can find you, all that Gucci stuff. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pay some bills after that and let you go, bro.
First off, want to thank you, Breezy, for letting me come on here. Really
Thank
enjoyed
you,
it.
Chief.
You made the grades hard, but I enjoyed it.
You were
You
on
guys,
point. You were on point, and it was cool trying to see you get into my mind. So at the beginning, you weren't, but then you started to think like Breezy, and then you started nailing them at the end. Pause. I can't say anything on this show.
but yeah, thank you guys also for everyone in chat for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe button. You guys can find me over at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at 49er Media.
49er Media. Guys, listen, look, I want to get all of the content creators that I know personally, we got to get them to the 1,000 subscribers. So everybody that's watching this chat, do us a favor and go subscribe to 49er Media right now. Just type in 49er Media in your browser or at 49er Media. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. He goes on live. He has a partner up there. They're having a great time talking 49er football. All right. And I want you guys to subscribe to him. This is my brother. Do me that solid. Go ahead and subscribe to him. And 49er Media, listen, I appreciate you, man. Keep up the great work. Keep doing the
Appreciate
things
you.
that you're
Thank
doing.
you.
You're amazing, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. I love you, man. Stay up, stay faithful, bro.
Peace.
Peace. That's my guy. Oh, my voice, my throat is starting to hurt a little bit less because I'm able to get some screams out. But that was fun, man. Anshul is amazing. Got to give him a round of applause for being on the show. We got one more thing to do, and that is the poll question. Now, the 49ers got 3 people returning from the IR, the injured reserve. All right. And the poll question says, which player from the IR will play on Sunday? Simple question. Little thing that should get your brain going in the morning. You feel me? The choices were Elijah Mitchell, all the above, Aziz Al-Shaair, and Colton McKivitz. And 43% of you said Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is the player out of the list that's going to play on Sunday. Now, the second place was all the above. All the above came in second place. You feel like all the players are going to play. Had 150 votes today. That's what I'm talking about. I love it when you guys interact, not just chat, but actually interact, and then we get to it. Now, do I agree with y'all? Who would I pick from this list? I mean, I think it's probably common sense, but I would have voted for Aziz Al-Shaair. I know he seems like he has a longer way of coming back from that. What do you have? A high ankle sprain as well. But I'm going with Aziz. I think Aziz is going to be locked and loaded and ready to go on Sunday, man. All right, on Sunday. Now, let me explain to you guys tomorrow's show before you guys jump on off here. Guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to have another special guest. I'm doing content creators co-hosting all week long and into next week. All right. And this is fun because I want to give people their time to shine as well. All right. This is what we are. We're a family. We're a community. I preach family all the time. And so let's go ahead and big up our brothers and sisters in the content creating world. Tomorrow's show is Wind Back Wednesday. So we will be winding it back just a little bit, even with our special guest. We're going to do the Kahoot challenge. Special guest can play because the special guest doesn't have the Kahoot. He doesn't have the questions or the answers. So that guest can participate as well. Tomorrow, you're going to win a prize. I haven't decided what it's going to be. Usually it's football cards and things like that. But we'll see what we got cooking over here. All right. Right here at the WayneBreezie Network. Entertainment Network. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you're not a part of the Patreon, please join the Patreon. All right, we got 3 tiers over there that can suit your needs. Shout out to everybody on each one of the tiers. Legends, if you are a Legend tier member, please check your emails, okay? Because I'm trying to set up a date to do the get together. All right. So please set up your emails. I'm trying to schedule a date to do the get together. So if you're watching this, make sure you check your emails. It should be in there. All right. And again, you can go to patreon.com/WayneBreezie. Now, I will be headed out to Mexico in a couple of weeks. I'm getting some shirts made. All right. These are going to be the CMC shirts. All right. Now, I'm going to take a selective few shirts to sell out there. Once I get the shirts, I will do my best to get them uploaded to the website, which you can go here, www.twben.com. And when they're on the website, if I don't get them on the website, you can special order through me. All right. Now, I can tell you right now, the shirt's going to be $35. These are custom made, specially made. I had to go through some. They're not on Teespring. All right. So I had to go through some loopholes and whatever, because I wanted these shirts to look dead right. If you didn't get a chance to see what those shirts look like, you can go see the mock drafts of the t-shirts. They are posted, excuse me, on the Instagram. So if you go to the Instagram, that's Twitter. If you go to Instagram at WayneBreezie2, they're up there. I will put them on the other channel as well. If you were following the WayneBreezie, the name has changed to TWBE Network, where I'm going to be posting clips and promoting all the members of the network, right? So if you have your content, you have your shows and your content, and you're part of the TWBEN network, TWBE network. All right. I will make sure that I get stuff posted up there, but you have to send it to me and then I'll get it loaded up onto the IG. So that goes for everybody that has their content shows. And if you're a part of the network, and if you want to be a part of the network, then send me an email, all right, to WayneBreezie at twben.com. We got to give a shout out to our last sponsor over at Mybookie, guys. So just stay tuned and then we're going to get on up out of here. Here's a quick word from our sponsor. Football season has just begun, and you can keep your excitement alive with MyBookie's double deposit bonus. Having your initial deposit matched up to 1K is like playing every game with a home field advantage. You must sign up. Use promo code Breezy100 and instantly get your funds credited to your account to start rocking with MyBookie. MyBookie is also home to exclusive contests that can be used to maximize your winnings and make 2022 your best year yet. Don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to 1K using promo code Breezy100. Place your marks and get ready for the NFL season's intensity. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Yo, I'm sitting here reading these comments. I missed some Paul. I dodged some Paul's bullets. Hey man, look, I'm quick on my toes. I'm too swift on my toes for you mother hoes, silly of me to fall in love with it. Oh, knowing damn well she get caught up in the grip, and as the sun rotates and my game grows bigger. How many tricks wanna this name Snoop Dogg? Yo, I'm telling you, Snoop Dogg was at the top of the game in 1994, 95, bro. Like he was on the top. Whoever was writing for Snoop, king. I'm sorry, that one little phrase made me think of that. That's my ADHD kicking in. Now I gotta see you guys can design a shirt for me and I will get it printed up. So if you guys, I see you guys designing shirts. We have a CMC shirt designed by Steve Mullen that's going to be released very soon. I'm actually getting them pressed and made up, and then we'll be selling those for $35. We have some tees now. I will do special to order, so if you wear a certain size, you're gonna have to hit me up, and then I'll get it ordered to made, right? And so that's kind of how I'm gonna rock with these graphic tees. Now, as far as the wordy tees, just stuff with words on it, we're gonna put them up on Teespring. All right. Now, if you want to see the mock-up of the tees, they are on the Instagram, so go to WayneBreezie too. Guys, I had a blast, man. An hour and 33 minutes. We getting up out of here. Listen, stay up, stay faithful. See y'all tomorrow, 11 a.m. All right, 11 a.m. Don't be late. And if you late, come in silently. This is a class, mother sucker. Let's go. Love y'all. Peace out. Keep it nitty gritty.